welcome back. It is January 1st, so today is the first day of 2025. I'm so excited. I love the New Year. The New Year is like one of my favorite holidays other than Christmas, obviously. But anyway, I love the New Year because I love wellness and health and fitness and setting goals and New Year's resolutions. So I just wanted to make this video all about that because it's something I love and I wanted to share that. So this morning I woke up at around 8:30, made my coffee, sat in my bed, did some editing for like an hour and a half, and now I just got it ready. It is 10:18 and I'm gonna go for a run. I think I'm gonna run around 5 or 6 miles. We'll see how I'm feeling. It is 47 degrees outside, so I'm definitely going to be cold, but that's okay. Normally I warm up when I run, and this is exactly what I wore during my half marathon in November, and it was like 43 degrees when I ran that, so I think I'll be warm because I think it's in the higher 40s. Anyway, this is just a Lululemon long sleeve top. These are Aloe leggings. I love these leggings. These and Lululemon Wonder Unders are my favorite leggings that I've tried so far. I just ordered some Aritzia ones though, so I will see how I like those soon. But let's go run, start off our new year on the right track. I had a little IQ bar, so good, and some electrolytes to prepare for my run. All right guys, I'm ready for my run. Woo! Okay, I made it back from my run. It's been about like 45 minutes maybe, and I made myself some brunch. It's a really random brunch, but I cooked an egg, some chicken, it's just some leftover guacamole from last night, and just some berries, and I'm having a second coffee. Okay, hey guys, so it's a little later. I really haven't done too much since my run after lunch, and I just sat on my laptop for a while and did some work, took my doggos for a walk. For some reason I just like did not feel good this morning. I think it's because I didn't eat breakfast and I went for my run instead, and I just had lunch. I don't know, so I had to eat something and sit down for a minute, and I did some reading. But you know what, now we're here, now we're ready to go, and I just wanted to talk about some of my New Year's resolutions for the new year. I love New Year's resolutions. I literally made New Year's resolutions my ins and outs for 2025 and January habits, so we're gonna talk about all that. And I love this time of year, y'all. I love this time of year. I love like working on myself and doing things to better myself and like tracking all of my habits and my goals. I just think that stuff is so fun, and I love to watch myself grow, as cheesy as that sounds. But I love looking back at the things that I did last year and that I wrote down last year, and I'm like, number one, that's so funny that I put that down there because it doesn't even apply to my life anymore, or like, oh my gosh, like I totally accomplished that goal, like I'm so proud of myself, or you know, clearly that needs to be put back on the list for this upcoming year. So it's kind of what I did. I went back and looked at my old ins and outs, because I feel like ins and outs are better for, instead of just like straight up goals and resolutions for the new year, because it makes me think about, okay, like what are things that I did last year that I don't want to take into the new year, and what are things that I want to bring into the new year with me. And I just really love making those lists. So that was a really fun trend last year that I think we should bring it back. Personally, I'm ready to see everybody else's ins and outs. I've seen a few on TikTok, which is what inspired me to do this. Some of my ins are mocktails. I do drink and I still want to, but I do think that there are some nights when I don't have to drink or I don't need to drink as much, and I think mocktails are going to be a great little problem solver. I definitely have had some mocktails this past year, but I want to have more of them this upcoming year. Going out, I will be in the bed at 9:30, no problems at all. I mean, that's my bedtime, 9:30. My Oura Ring will alert me at like 8 o'clock that it's like, oh, you better start winding down. And I'm like, I mean, if that's how it has to be. So actually getting myself to go out sometimes, because I know that I'll have fun, but I do prioritize my sleep. So not all the time, but just some of the time. Yoga strength. I'm going to be a yoga strength instructor next semester, and I'm so excited about it, but I don't know a ton about yoga. I know a lot more about the strength side. So I want to get really into the yoga side of it, but also just like channeling my yoga strength instructor. Getting ready. I will look like a slob every single day of the week, and I have no problems with it because I just could not care less, but that's changing. In 2025, we're getting ourselves put together, especially Mondays. Mondays are a must, non-negotiable, putting myself together. I don't have class until noon, so I literally don't have an excuse because I have all morning to spend getting ready. Slick backs. I don't know about you guys, but slick back is probably my favorite hairstyle, especially because I work out so much, my hair gets kind of sweaty. Just whoosh. Self-tan. I'm pasty, and I just have to change that. Confidence is key, and I do feel more confident when I use self-tan. I just like using self-tan. The one time I used self-tan over this break, I got out my favorite sweatpants, so we need to be wise about the self-tan, but I do want to start self-tanning. Jeans. That goes with the getting ready. I need to look nice, look presentable, so not just sweatpants, putting on jeans, especially when it's cold. Coffee shops. I just want to romanticize going to coffee shops and doing homework. Posting on Instagram. I am like a cricket on Instagram, on my main Instagram. My wellness Instagram, I do want to pick it up. So both of those. Replacing doom scrolling and spending time with friends. I think that's self-explanatory. I don't really spend much time on my phone in general. My one pride about myself is my screen time is usually less than 3 hours a day, and less than half of that is spent on social media, which I'm just like, props to myself. That was one of my New Year's resolutions a few years ago, and I put a timer on my phone on all my socials to make sure I stayed on them less than an hour and a half, and now I don't really go on them that often, especially during the day. So props to myself. Eating whole foods, making sure I'm getting enough fiber and protein. Balance. I definitely think I need to find a bigger balance between like all of my wellness and fitness, my school, my social life, me time. I need to find a better balance between all those things. My outs. Saying no. I will gladly say no. I say no a lot, actually. So no more saying no. I need to start saying yes. Procrastination. I am such a procrastinator. Like, not about school. About school, I'm on it like nobody's business. But anything else, like other tasks, like cleaning, getting ready, I'm like late for so many things because I just procrastinate getting ready. Just things like that. I don't want to procrastinate anymore. I want to be on top of it. Like, if my room needs to be clean, I'm doing it then and there. If there's a really small task I need to do, like texting people, I'm a horrible texter. It's another one of my outs, is not texting people back. Like, it's ridiculous. We gotta get this on the road. So those are some of my ins and outs for this upcoming year, and I'm so excited. I just love this stuff. The next thing that I wanted to share is tracking your habits. I can't remember, her name is Shelby something, but I saw this on TikTok, and she created this Sad Savage habit tracker, and I just wish I could be a person who does things on pen and paper, but since I got an iPad, I just think everything's so much more convenient to have everything on your iPad. I literally bought a digital planner today on my iPad for this upcoming school year because I just love having everything right here. So I created a template. I just used a random template off of Notability because it was free. And I have my habits, and this is how I track them every day. So like an example is like daily journaling. I journal every single morning. Morning movement, doing my affirmations, like just things like that I want to track every single day so I can look back at the month and be like, wow, like I did awesome with this. Like with my habit tracker, clearly like the beginning of January was finals, and then like I did really well with, I can't even see half of this right now. I don't even know. I can tell you what I didn't do well on. I did not do all my affirmations. I continue to forget those every single day. But just doing things like that, I really loved being able to track it. So I did one for January as well. And I just have my things. This is January 1st. So these are just the things that I did this morning. But I usually do this every single morning, and I write about and track the previous day. So like this morning, I just did these because I wrote them this morning, but this morning I went back and did December 31st and I tracked those habits. But then tomorrow morning I'll go back and I'll track today's habits, just because I like to wait until the full day's over. And then I wake up every single morning and I get out my iPad, I track my habits, and I journal. And I journal on my iPad as well. I have a little section right over here, it says journals, and I have a few templates of things that I like to use, and depending on the day, like if it's going to be a long one, I just get out a sheet of notebook paper on here and just scribble my little way away. But sometimes like this, I'll show you a blank one. This is one of my favorite templates that I've just found off Notability. It has, you plan out your day, your morning routine, your night routine, gratitude, and like a little journal. And I literally have 85 of these documents on here because I just use them so much, and this is what I like to do in the morning, and I think it just holds me accountable and keeps me really productive. And I usually either journal about the previous day or like how I'm feeling or whatever I feel like writing down. So I think that is just ultimately my fave, and I definitely want to keep it up. And the last thing that I did want to talk about is I did make a few bigger goals for this year. I think it's really important to make smaller habits that can accomplish your goals. Sorry, I needed to reposition. But I think that setting like huge goals is also really fun, and it really motivates me. And what is my overall like arching theme for that year? One of the things that I really want to do this year is run a marathon. I have run 2 half marathons, and I have really refound my love for running. I ran a half marathon with my friend in November of this well, that's January 1st of this past year, I guess. Wow. But I really want to run a marathon. I want to run it when it's a little warmer outside, because when it is 22 degrees outside, I'm not about to run 22 miles. That's crazy talk. No, but I will want to run when it is like in the 60s, in the 70s. So I want to wait a little bit, but I want to start like building up some speed on the treadmill, getting to a faster pace with like my usual mile times, and then start being able to build that up. After, another thing is I really want to post more on YouTube and on Instagram. I just think it's fun to like vlog my life and like talk about my life, and I'm a big health and fitness and wellness girly, and I'm in college. I just feel like I have a lot of fun things that I can share, and I just really enjoy filming my life and showing it and stuff, especially health and wellness and stuff. So I definitely will be posting a lot more stuff like that, but I really want to get into it. I'm a little nervous because I just had so much free time over break that I kind of restarted it up. So we'll just kind of see how much time I can devote to it when I go back to school with balancing everything. But I do think it is something that I can definitely do. And then another one is keeping my space clean, and not just my physical space, but yes, that is really important, but also my space, including like my online, my academics, my personal, my room. I just think that sometimes I let everything get so cluttered and I don't even know where to begin. I'm just like feeling so overwhelmed with academics, with social, with any other extracurriculars that I'm in, that it's so hard for me to balance anything, that I just am like in my head and I'm just like, I just need a break, I need to go home. And I'm just like, I want to do better at managing that type of stuff and be able to sit down maybe in a coffee shop and plan out how I'm going to accomplish all my goals and not let things get too overwhelming. Because also I just need to remind myself that I'm literally in college. It's gonna be okay. Like, I will survive. but those are just some of my fun like goals and resolutions and stuff. And then I wanted to touch on a little bit about how to go about accomplishing them, because I was not always super into health and wellness and fitness and super academic in school. Like, I was really not academic when I was in middle school, and I also haven't always had amazing friends that I like love so much. And so I think that getting to where I am today was definitely because I just am a really determined person who just like, if I set my mind to something, like I will do it. So I think that just comes with a natural drive that I have, but I also really found comfort in knowing that I have full control over certain factors like that. Like, I have full control over my body and my fitness and my health and wellness and like what I put into my body, what I do with it. And that really motivated me to be like, I want to become really strong physically and mentally. And I knew that going to the gym and eating super clean was going to do that for me. And that was like where I started. And now I'm just at the point where like I am so reliant on going to the gym and eating healthy because it just makes me feel good physically and mentally. So that has just really continued to motivate me. Also, I think like doing the little habits, like I wasn't into journaling for a long time. I really hated journaling. I thought it was really stupid. But I have found a way that I'm like, oh wait, this actually is beneficial, and I'm doing it my way that works for me. Like getting out a journal every single day, doing it by hand was a really great idea in my head, but not realistic. Like, I was not gonna do that. I'm genuinely too lazy to get out the sheet of paper from my backpack to do it. I just wasn't about to do that. So this just made everything so convenient because it's all right here. Same with getting a planner. That's why I got a planner on my iPad, because I just like everything being in one spot. I don't have to constantly be reaching for so many different papers and pens and stuff. And so finding a good way to keep up and track all of those things is also another really helpful tip that I have. And then another thing, especially when it comes to health and fitness, but it can really be applied like in your work or career life, is just do it. Like, literally just do it. Find your reason. I already shared some of my reason behind health and fitness, but like write out your reasons. Like, write out the reason you want this, the reason you want this job, the reason you want to commit yourself to health and fitness in this way, like the reason you want these grades, like why, and write out like where you see yourself in the future when you have these things and if you have these things. And you'll know that's a priority. If you write out a perfect day in your life 5 years from now or 10 years from now, and it doesn't include anything about health and wellness, if it doesn't include your career, your future job, if it doesn't include your best friends, like, then you need to think about what the goals you're making for yourself right now and how that's going to impact where you see yourself in 5 years. Like, I see myself having a job, having a lot of friends, being super happy with my career, and so I'm doing these things now that I know, like academics, like to be really successful in my career, I know that I have to devote myself academically. To be really happy and confident in my body and mentally and physically strong, I know that I'm going to need to keep up with me working out and exercising. So just taking those steps and writing out where you see yourself was really helpful. I did that. I actually sat down the other day and wrote out my whole reflection for the year, which I thought was so helpful. And I did that before I made any goals, resolutions, my ins and outs, just because I wanted to get everything, how I felt about this year, down out of me on paper. Obviously, that's not your thing. It's not your thing. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but it was really helpful for me. And so I recommend doing that maybe if you're feeling like you don't know where you are with your goals and you don't know how to set your goals, or maybe you just have different goals than me, so like maybe that strategy won't be super helpful for you. But I'm going into 2025 being super positive and optimistic and determined, motivated, and just really overall happy. Like, I just have had such a good year, and I really want to make 2025 an even better year. And I just know that by doing these things that I've liked, habit tracking, journaling, planning, staying organized, is going to help me get there. So I just thought it'd be fun to share. But anyway, today's been a pretty productive day, to say the least. So I am gonna go eat dinner with my fam and then hopefully get to bed early because I gotta get out of here early in the morning.